No one's here. Okay, e-buggy. Got it! Someone joined. Okay, so we're gonna do the same thing here. I'm gonna open this on my laptop. Hola, Thomas Musso. Musso the Musketeer. Hej, sammuta nu. Aj. I need to get my drink. Going into the special room. Went in my secret room. Special room. Got a girly drink for tonight. What's the number? We're gonna talk some RCGP rumors. We're gonna talk some IFMAR. Max has some life lessons for you. You better think of some questions, because yeah, we don't have too much to say, I think. So you're gonna have to ask questions and we'll reply. 150, that's good. 150 is a number that we may not achieve, and then we can quit. This is actually the 61st. 61st.
Samuel L. Jackson.
This is the 61st edition of these Facebook Lives. It's amazing. So, are you a retard? Yes. Most definitely I am. You can ask my sisters, my parents, you can ask Max, you can ask Keenan. You can pretty much ask anyone. 85. Okay, so if you want us to do this, if you want to talk, you better start spamming people now. Captain Carbrace, obviously, and his boss. Was 2 people you can spam. Kuka muu? Kuka olisi hyvä? Kenellä on paljon seuraajia? David Ronefalk and Robert battle. They have a battle going on. They have a bit of a beef. Battier. Robert Battier and David Ronefalk. Spam both of them, you know, maybe write some comment that I talk shit about them, and then they'll join, and all their fanboys will join, and then they'll have a beef. So that's good. Who else? We're only 95. I'm not even gonna waste my time. I'm just gonna work. So better share this, people. Start sharing. Are you gonna design a truggy? No, that guy is. I'm outsourcing all the lame design tasks.
You might get a sneak peek if you're nice today.
Sneak peek.
Yes.
So, okay, you know what? Let's start talking. I'm gonna talk about e-buggy, because no one cares about that. So no one's online yet. We're just gonna talk about e-buggy for a minute. So we have a gray edition e-buggy right now. It's the black edition front and rear gearboxes put on the old e-buggy chassis. So we're gonna run out of stock here this year of chassis and all that old. Well, we still use it for ready to run, but we're not gonna make more of the chassis. So when that's out, we're gonna update to a full black edition. And Max is gonna design that. I outsourced it to him also. So I don't exactly know when we will have a black edition e-buggy, because Max has to do it. What do you think, Max? How soon? I mean, hopefully. He's supposed to be doing it next week? We have a schedule here for his summer job. Yep, next week. The next week and the week after, he's doing e-buggy. You think we'll finish?
Yes.
Okay. Max is confident we will have a black edition e-buggy designed within the next 3 weeks. So that's good then. So what are you planning on doing here? What's going to change? Is it going to dominate the e-buggy market? Or?
Well, it's going to be an invention. Like You remember the time in history where there was I don't know the guy Edison. He made the light bulb. This is like the next episode of that, like episode 2.
There you heard it here first.
Yeah.
So basically, we're gonna have new motor mount, new center diff mount, new chassis, new battery tray, something like that. New light bulbs, whatever. I don't know what he was talking about.
LED lights. Oh,
LED lights.
Tag Drescher. We're gonna put F1 sounds on the car.
Yeah.
That was his dream.
That
We're
was
gonna put F1
Drescher's
sounds on a car and LED lights.
Yeah.
Spectator sport, you know.
Yeah, we're gonna turn the lights off.
Tag correct Drescher and tell
yeah,
him
we're gonna race in the dark and put lights on the car.
Yes.
Yeah, because that's cool. Will the E Black Edition have proper locations for the downstop tabs? What do you mean? Like the Nitro or what? I don't know. You have to ask the designer. I'm only responsible for 8-scale Nitro. I don't do truggies and I don't do e-buggies anymore. I've hired Max for no money, basically. No, actually this summer I have to pay him. It's his official summer job. So that kind of sucks. Tesla was the genius behind modern technology. That's his Jason Shea.
Oh yeah, it's V10 F1 turbocharged.
Okay, whatever that was about. What's going on? The 114 people, I'm kind of disappointed at you. Have you even shared this video? Can you just share this with some people, you know, so we get more people? Then we can start talking here.
So Gary, it does the same thing with the Black Edition. It's just that way, but it shouldn't affect it. Okay, but maybe we fix it.
122. We are getting closer. We are getting closer. Soon we can start. Who else can you spam? Let's think. Probably some Americans. The Americans really like JQ Racing and they like watching these Facebook Lives. So yeah, Captain Carbrace already done multiple times and his boss. Maybe anyone on Team Techno, you know, just you know, go nuts on those guys. Make a Tesla coil and put it in the e-buggy. That's Jason.
When does the ban start?
When does the ban? Facebook ban? Okay, spam Jim Neighbory and Patrick Head. Who are all the fake profiles?
Spam fake Mike Hill.
Fake Mike Hill.
Rest in peace to fake Mike Hill.
Yeah, what happened to that guy? Man, we're just never gonna start this. It's crazy. The views are going down.
Oh, hey, are we gonna make a 2-drive or 4-drive?
Fuck no.
Someday, not now.
Someday, one day after I've retired, we'll make 10 scans. Tell me about the Black Edition e-buggy. I just did. You missed it. You're too late. This guy over there, he's designing the e-buggy. It will be done in the next few weeks, and it's gonna be like a new light bulb or something, right?
Yes, we're gonna have F1 sounds.
Yeah. No 1/10 scale JQ buggy, only 1/8 for now.
Can we demonstrate how JQ takes apart his diffs and puts it on the
Setup board.
setup board versus how I do it and how much space we use?
Okay.
How much is the, you know, efficiency here?
That's me. I did this. And this is Mr. OCD. He did that. Whatever. The result is the same, people. There or there. Yeah. He's doing my diffs. I'm too busy here, you know, working, making money. Are you not already retired, says Anthony Westergaard. Retired from what? Relationships with women? Yeah, I'm retired from that. Please make a truggy. No, touring car, no.
We're gonna make a truggy. It's coming.
Are you not already retarded? Maybe I misread that.
Don't say that. That's offensive.
127. We are getting closer, people. We are getting closer. Soon we can start this 61st episode. The 61st episode of these Facebook Lives. We're going to talk about RCGP.
We're not gonna...
IFMAR.
We're saving the nature here. We're not gonna use this as like a soaking for the oil. We're gonna use this for some other stuff, you know?
How you know when you need to upgrade to a new transmitter?
Onko sillä joku väliä? Onko sillä jotain väliä?
I don't know. I tend to do it every year. Because they do wear out. You can just change that, whatever they're called in English.
You shouldn't do it though.
But probably just change the whole thing. The thing you notice most is on the throttle, it gets super responsive, so it's not as smooth. So you just pull the trigger a bit, and the servo moves a lot. On the new radio, it's much smoother. So, I don't know, like 200 hours or something, and probably it's done. So.
After you slam the other one on the floor.
Yeah, and if you slam the other one on the floor, or if someone turns off your radio and you smash them over the head with it, then you probably want to change the radio after that.
Hey, someone asked about your goalie life.
My goal in life?
Goalie.
My goalie.
Yeah.
Mask?
His previous life.
My previous life, I was a hockey goalie. Look how cool this is, this helmet. This should have been my paint job, right? This should have been my RC paint job. Amazing. I would put this on, but it's kind of disgusting. All rusted and moldy looking. But yeah, I was a goalie.
Joku laittoi vitsi.
Yeah.
Oota. Kato.
That's the helmet he wears when he races when he shuts off radios. Yeah. Let's have another joke shootout. Mikä? Mä en tajunnut.
Muista viimeksi kun meillä oli vitsi, niin sä olet puhua niistä HV-alapäistä.
Joo.
Niin.
Oliks toisen vitsi?
No vitsi, mutta oli vittu hyvä.
Oh, we had a joke shootout? Okay, while we wait for people, let's have a joke shootout. So who tells the best joke here until we get 150 people? Okay, we need some jokes. Liven this thing up. We need 150 people, otherwise it's not going to happen. We're not going to talk about RCGP. We're not going to talk about IFMAR, the International Federation for Men Arranging Retreats. This time, Perth, Australia. Have you checked out the tourist brochure? Perth. It's a great city. It probably says somewhere, never visit for less than 10 days. Perth, there is so much to see. You should visit us for 2 weeks, minimum. We're getting closer, people. Only 13 people required before we can begin.
Hei, meillä on ikin pääse sinne.
He says we're never gonna make it. That's what I'm hoping. Don't need to do this. Also, think of questions. Because after we talk about RCGP, after we talk about IFMAR,
Life advice.
Max has some life advice. After that, we're gonna need some questions from you. So just think of questions. Oh, my comment's stuck. Uh-oh, I'm gonna catch up over here. Where did it go? Can I watch the live on here? Still 13 people, what's wrong with you guys?
Ehkä me vaan aloitetaan.
Ei, emme voida luovuttaa. Hei, kumpaan suuntaan näitä kelataan näitä vastauksia? Alas vai ylös?
Mä tiedän.
Is Anthony Westergaard still here? Send me some unicorn budget. 8 scale nitro and women are both not your strong suit. Anthony, What the hell is that? I thought we were friends. We are super pumped to have Keenan and the JQ crew at AMS 9.0. Mä luulen, että mä kelasin näitä väärään suuntaan. Thoughts on the 8X? Let's talk shit about the 8X. Max, have you seen it?
8X. We got 8 X.
The 8X, it's kind of weird. That it's a new car, but it looks like an old car. Like it, I was waiting for something different, you know? But it kind of looks samey, too samey somehow. Kind of too safe, you know? I wish they had done something more extreme. I like the throttle servo attached to the center diff mount because that's something that I wanted to do also. So it kind of pissed me off a bit that they did it because now it's going to be like, oh,
Hey, only
next
two
time I do it,
guys,
oh,
only two
JQ
guys.
copied it.
One, we reached it. 150. Good.
149!
We was 150 at one point.
I didn't see it, so it doesn't count. So the 8X, I mean, sure, if you like a low sig, I'll get it. But it's, I don't know. What do you think? Like, I was hoping for something more drastic, different.
It's the same car.
Kind of samey.
It's the same car. No one's gonna change the Losi because they released a new car.
Yeah.
Like, basically, it's a new car, and all the guys already running. It's an upgrade, but to change from another car to Losi, there's no point in my opinion.
No point. Hello, Hampus Barry. Ever get into a hockey fight? No, I was a goalie. I didn't fight much. I got other people to fight for me.
MBX8 Eco. Is the MBX8 Eco the same car as the MBX7, but only the upgrades from the MBX8? Like, is there any difference in the mid particle?
No CCM skates, Bauer skates. What do you like about RC? Nothing.
Nyt on lista 50.
Okay, it's over 150. We can start. I'm going to scroll down here in the comments. No DNC for you next year. No, because I heard DNC will be in Texas, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So we're not going to go to Texas. 8-scale nitro and women are both not your strong suit. I just had to read that again to make sure I read it correctly. How come your videos get so many viewers and Loop is Lame gets so few? You both are the bad boys of RC. Well, the thing is that the Loop is Lame shit fountains are really kind of... They're just kind of ignorant and don't know what they're talking about. And that's why they don't get many views. Because you can't really learn anything from there. But people come on here because they can learn shit. Because I'm like fucking Tesla, right? No, Edison. No, he is.
Yeah.
He's like
Edison's the
inventing
guy who
light
stole
bulbs.
everything from Tesla, just for all of you know.
Yeah. And I'm kind of a village idiot, but I try and share what I try and share what I know, you know. The usual. Okay, so we can start now. What do we start with? Let's start with RCGP. So, let's all get on our laptops and check this shit out. rc-gp.com. Oh yeah. So this was released a while ago now. And there's been some rumors, you know, I've been hearing some things behind the scenes. There's been some shit happening. A lot of people said like, oh, this is never gonna happen, this is not gonna work, blah, blah, blah. But you know, it's finally looking like an actual series is about to happen. And what I'm hearing is that the companies behind the scenes are actually working together. The brands are actually believing in this project. Scotty Ernst announcing, he wants to do it, you know? No contracts are signed, but it's looking like Scotty Ernst can announce races. There's too many races that want to join and want to host an RCGP event than what the calendar will allow. So everyone can't have one. Big brands already said that they're gonna be joining. Big brands like JQ Racing, you know, Associated, TLR, HB Racing, S-Works, you know, all sending teams to this series. It's looking good.
Nothing against Texas, by the way. We love everyone in America, especially in America.
Yeah, it's just that we can't be asked to go to Texas because we'll be in California. You know, Arizona was just, you know, a drive away, but Texas is kind of far, so not gonna go over there. So anyway, so this is the first time I feel for 8-scale nitro where there really is a good opportunity of making a worldwide series. Because the drivers are excited, drivers want to join, and the brands also do. And the brands have already, some main brands have already committed to joining. So I think the future is bright for 8-scale nitro off-road. Hell yeah. We love JQ in the central US. Well, thank you.
JQ loves the whole US as one.
Yes, I love all of America equally, you know? Texans carry guns. Yeah, well, so they do the same in Arizona. I once had a cop in Arizona with a gun on his belt pit me. Yeah, that was nerve-wracking. When he came in, I was so polite. I was like, please, could you hurry up? Yeah. True story. Oklahoma. I've driven through Oklahoma. Not Kansas. Yeah, and what else about RCGP? Also, I heard A-Main's a kind of a fan of RCGP, I've heard. And they want to have a race over there too. So there might be an RCGP at the A-Main facility.
Oh, neat.
Oh yeah.
So someone asked, do we hate Perth? Why would we hate Perth?
We're going to talk about Perth in a minute. First, we're talking about RCGP.
We hate nobody. That's like the bottom line.
Yeah, we're not really haters.
Yeah.
We don't even hate the people that hate JQ Racing.
Yeah.
I don't even hate the people that hate me. Yeah. I think I'm technically banned from Scottsdale. Why is that, David Gibson?
Where is it in Scottsdale? Is it in Scotland?
Arizona.
Every town in Scotland, it starts with Scots or something. Scottsdale, you know?
Scottsdale.
Yeah. That's how it works in
Should
Scotland.
Truggy be a class at the Worlds? No, Truggy should just go and die. No one should ever buy them, race them. They should be banned at all the tracks. No one should make tires for them. Anyone seen driving a Truggy at an 8-scale nitro track should just be eliminated from this world. Right?
Isn't that a bit harsh?
Just eliminate those motherfuckers.
How about we just eliminate the Truggies?
Yes. No Truggies.
Yeah.
Done. We're done with Truggies.
We can have the tires. Those are kind of cute. Like.
Are we done? There was something else about RCGP. Was there something else?
I don't know. Bunch of teams, bunch of drivers,
Bunch of teams, bunch of drivers, bunch of attempts to join outside events. I've heard some things about possibly RCGP joining some motocross championship races. Now I think that would be pretty cool. Imagine having an RC race together with a big motocross championship event. Now I think that could help the industry. It could help the industry because 50,000 people going to watch motocross are the potential future RC racers. Most of those people don't probably even know that we race RC cars, but they like it. When they see it, they like it. So they see a nitro buggy flying through the air, whipping it, and they go like, whoa, what's that? And then they figure out, wow, these are actually raced. They actually have races, they have tracks. I can get one, I can get into this. That's how we get new people in the sport. So that's another positive aspect of RCGP that I've been hearing here.
And of course, before we release the Nitro Truggy, we're gonna release an E-Truggy. That's how it's gonna work out.
Don't listen to this guy. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Losi copied the DNX8 throttle servo mount. Oh, we have a new troll?
Yeah.
Junior
like
Trump?
Yeah.
Oh my god! So, Now we have Jim Neighbory, Patrick Head, and Junior Trump. You are so ugly. Go get a real job. Are all these people the same person? So let's see. We've had
Fake Mike Hill,
Fake Mike Hill,
Peter Head,
Peter Head, Jim Neighbory,
Jim Neighbors.
and now we have Junior Trump. That's really cool. Okay, so we need to talk about Perth, because Australians were asking, why do you hate Perth so much? Okay, here goes. Let's open the IFMAR website.
Before Joseph goes into the other stuff, comparing like EOS, other series, they're nice, you know? But this series, like, there's something special, you know? Like a prestigious event. And I agree, someone said about EOS tries to go with the Nürburgring. That was a good idea, and yes, it kind of worked out, but I don't know if it actually did, because, you know, it didn't seem that cool, because it's just a bunch of cars running around the track. But what RCGP would be heads-up racing, you know?
Yeah, buddy.
Back to the IFMAR section.
Okay.
By the way, IFMAR website is like from 2001.
Yeah.
Like before.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure it out here.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see here. World Championship schedule. Where's the schedule?
It's 10 days.
Where is it? I've seen a schedule. What the? Here we go. Finding it.
And we are gonna make a tragedy to respect the legacy of the great Jay Smoker, the man behind all the druggies on the track.
What? Where's the schedule?
Okay, so
Where's the world schedule? I want to find the world schedule. If my website looks like a 6th grade HTML CSS project.
yes, exactly.
Okay, let me just find the schedule here so I can talk about this situation.
Okay, just as he's still struggling to do anything, actually, I'm just gonna say that when we release a truggy, it's like a rebirth of a class, because the man behind the whole class, you probably know him, everyone knows him. We have the guy in our team, so we have a pretty good understanding of the class.
You mean Jay Smoker?
Yes, you know, he invented that shit that I was said. That's his line.
You know, when you stay at Jay's house, it's always pretty hilarious. So let me tell you what it is like watching Supercross with Jay. So first of all, when you watch Supercross with Jay, you have running commentary. Not from the TV, from next to you, from the couch. When Jay is just commenting on everything that happens, all the time. In a pretty, let's say, animated way.
He even commentates on the commercials, and the commercials are way better, because there's always Tomac or someone in them.
Yeah. So then, towards the end of the race, whoever is winning, whoever, it doesn't matter. He just walks out the room. He re-enters with a jersey, nicely put in a frame, and just puts it by the TV. So if Tomac's winning, he comes in with Tomac's jersey, just lays it by the TV, walks by, and just like, yeah, he's my boy, you know? So funny. Jay's the funniest guy when you watch Supercross. Okay. Okay, so I found the schedule now. This is what I want to talk about. So it's nothing against Perth. It's nothing against Perth. I've never been there. I heard it's a nice place. The problem is the schedule. Now, we're going to the World Championships. And here's how we're going to do it. 1st of November, Thursday, registration 8 a.m. Round 1 practice starts at 12:30, done at 5:30. That's it. That's all we're gonna do on day 1. So Thursday, November 1st, 1 practice round. Tough luck if you break or flame out or whatever happens. Like, that's gonna be an awesome day. Like, you didn't get any track time. 1 practice. Friday, November 2nd, 8 a.m., rounds 2 and 3 of practice. Okay, so at least now you've kind of got around the track and you know what's going on. Saturday, November 3rd, 8 a.m., round 1 open practice heats, starting 12:30, finish 5:30. What the fuck? Again, it's like Groundhog Day, you know? The 3rd day, we have 1 round of practice again. Okay. Sunday, November 4th, rounds 2 and 3, open practice. Okay, so now we've run 6 times over 4 days, and everyone wants to go home. But no. Monday, November 5th, timed practice. More practice, people. We need more practice. So run 1 and 2 timed practice, starts at 8 a.m., finishes at 6:25 p.m., and then we have an opening ceremony. Tuesday, November 6th. Finally, after 5 days, after 5 days, a whole working week, 40-hour working week, 5 days. 5 days! Rounds 1 and 2 of qualifying. Thank you, baby Jesus. Finally, we start qualifying. Wednesday, November 7th, rounds 3 and 4 of qualifying. Thursday, November 8th, rounds 5 and 6 of qualifying. So now we've run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days. 8 days at the RC track in Perth, and we've run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 times. 8 days, 12 times on the track. Then, Friday, November 9th, lower finals, up to the 116th. So obviously I'm not going to drive on that day, right, Max?
Yes.
Friday is going to be my day off. So after 8 days, I take a day off. Saturday, November 10th, 8 a.m. start. So I guess 1/8 finals? Yeah, 1/8 finals to the A main on the Saturday. There you have it. You know how long that just took me to explain to you? Imagine being there. Like halfway through the schedule, you just want to either leave or kill yourself or kill someone else. That's basically the situation. And I just don't get it. And this is why I don't get it. The idea was, let's have a longer race to make it more fair for everyone and more financially possible for everyone to have a fair chance at the race. It should be cheaper, This is cheaper. You know why it's cheaper? Because there's no warm-up. So instead of a warm-up, you can have a longer world's race and everyone gets good practice time, and then it's a fair race for all. So we're saving money and we have, yeah, right. What the hell are you talking about? First of all, there was a warm-up race and we still have a long worlds. And then if you have a long worlds, there are 2 problems. One, you have to spend all that time there. So hotels, rental cars, everything costs more. Number 2, you have to miss more work. So you're losing money because you're missing work, if you can even take that much time off work. And then you still end up halfway through the race wanting to commit suicide or kill someone else. So what the hell is the point of this? Why are we doing this? No one wants this. I've asked so many people. There's like one guy, Sebastian Beltran, said, "Oh yeah, this is awesome. Let's go and race for like a month. I love it." Oh, cool. One guy out of like 5,000. not one single manufacturer wants this. Not one single tire brand, car brand, engine brand. No one wants this. Not one single company wants a long world's race. So why do we have a long world's race? Why 10 days when it could be 4 or 5? Why? The only explanation is the International Federation of Men Arranging Retreats. Just Google it. Google City of Perth. There is so much shit to do, especially if you don't have to pay for it. You know, just look, like, there's so much you can see. What's on? Go to Perth. Let's see what's going on. If you can just extend your holiday by like 5 days for no reason and you don't have to pay for your hotels or your trip, then why not? It's a fucking traveling club for pensioners. That's what it is. It's a joke. It's a joke. Yeah, so it's nothing against Perth. It's more against this International Federation of Men Arranging Retreats. That's the problem. That is truly the problem. And let me just give you an example. So we just had the Euros warm-up on this really weird, fucked up track. It was like racing on asphalt or carpet for 10 scale, but then it got rough and then it had dust on the surface. So the best way I can describe it is racing an EOS race in Syria after America has performed a couple of drone strikes, precision strikes, you know. They hit the RC track and a wedding or a hospital or, you know, something like this. And that's the best way I can explain it. So you have this super high bite track, and then you have these mega bomb holes and dusty sections, and it's just a complete mess. So when you get there, you're like, either my car's broken or I really suck. That's what you're thinking when you get off the driver's stand. So in this situation, you can imagine that drivers would need practice. They need practice to pick the right tire, to learn the track, to drive correctly, to set the car up, all that stuff. Well, David Ronefalk shows up Saturday morning. He missed all of practice. He missed the whole day. He missed Friday. So he shows up, he gets one round of practice in the lowest heat. So he's first up on the track in the morning, 8 a.m. or whatever it was, racing with the Portuguese hillbillies, you know. And then his second round is qualifying. And then we have 3 qualifiers, I think we had. Or did we have more? Can't remember anymore. Anyway, he had 1 practice round into qualifying. All the other fast guys practiced a whole day before. What happens? He qualified 10th. And he finished 2nd. So in a short 3-day race, 2 days for him, he was up there battling Robert Battle, you know, because they have a beef. They always like to battle. And then Ongaro was just heads and shoulders above everyone else, and he won. But the point being, he just missed all of practice, basically, showed up for qualifying, and finished 2nd in the race. And the argument is somehow that, oh, we need to make it fair, so we need to have like 72 practice days just so we can make it. No, it doesn't make a difference. If we have a 1-day race, the results are going to be pretty much the same as they would be if we have a 24-day race. That's just how it works. The fast drivers are fast, the average drivers are average, and the shitty drivers are shitty. That's how it goes. Maybe after qualifying, you'd have some differences, put them on the track in the main, and they will sort themselves out. So there's no reason to have more practice. None at all. There's no reason to have more practice. It's more expensive to have a long race. None of the manufacturers want it. Just one driver in the whole entire world, Sebastian Beltran from Colombia, wants a long race. Okay? Just imagine how this is for a tire manufacturer. So IFMAR is supposed to be promoting and helping the RC industry, right? So they speak with the manufacturers, they make sure that manufacturers are happy and helped, and like we need to improve the sport for everyone, right? We need to have the best possible races we can. We need to make this world championship successful and grow the sport and help the companies in the industry. So they get something back from all of this, right? Kuka sana. That's what IFMAR is supposed to be doing. So imagine what they're doing now for tire companies. Like, okay, the track wears out tires a lot. We're just gonna add like 5 days to the race, so you're gonna have to ship another container over there of tires. By the way, we're not gonna have a warm-up, so you don't know what tires actually work, so you're just gonna have to ship all the tires you think might work and enough of them for a 10-day event. Yeah, that's gonna be cheaper, right? Yeah, really good. That's so good. Yeah, because it's not like people at the World Championships are actually buying the tires. You know, most of them are sponsored, so it doesn't work that way either. They have to kind of buy the stuff. So anyway, harder, says Paul Pike. That's what I think about the World Championships right now. Yeah.
Hei, kuka voittaa?
Ship all the tires. Yeah, AK should just ship like all the tires they have. Pretty much. Like,
seems like they have none anyway.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I got tires like 3 months ago, I think. But they should just basically like do a production run and just ship them all to Perth. Everything. Just ship everything over there. Okay. Anyway, I'm kind of tired of talking about this subject. We've been over this so many times before. It's not going to change. That's why I believe in this RCGP thing. RCGP could change this shit. I haven't heard of a tire company wants to run a team. They want to run a team in RCGP. It doesn't have to be only car brands, you know. Some tire brands want to run a team, and you know, it's sounding good. Spec tires. Spec tires is a difficult question because we still want some competition in the market. We want the brands to, you know, have something to fight for too. It's like, what if the World Championships was a spec car race? You know, it would suck for me. You know, I want to make the best car and I want to compete at the Worlds. Kind of same for the tire brands. So there's two sides to that story. Yep. Okay. So, other than that, I thought the Perth, like the track and the facility and everything looked really good. I haven't heard any complaints. I heard that the watering schedule was a bit of a joke, just like Vegas, but let's see what they figure out for the Worlds. Hopefully that's going to be okay, and we won't have super inconsistent qualifying runs. What else did I say we were going to talk about? So we covered some RCGP. We covered Max's e-buggy. We covered the IFMAR thing. Did you have any life lessons, Max?
Life lessons?
Yeah. Do you have something you've learned here over the years?
Over the years?
Yeah.
Well, not really.
I'm sure you've learned something.
Okay.
Let's think. What can you?
Let's figure out something.
Yeah.
Okay, so life lesson. RC life lesson. Okay.
RC life lesson.
RC life lesson. Well, okay. First off, rent your car good. Like, you get depressed if you don't do that.
Yeah.
So try. Rent your cars.
Basics. It's always the basics.
Yeah.
So a lot of people come to us at the race and they're like, oh my God, my car doesn't work. What should I do? What setup changes should I do? Okay. And then most of the time, no setup changes need to be done. It's just make sure everything's free. Give me a car.
Ei meillä oo.
Missä se toinen auto?
Minä. Eikö se on tossa? Mutta ei se kasassa. Ei sulla mitään tossa. All of these cars are in bits.
Bits and pieces. Okay, so what's going on here? So for example, the shock cap should move freely on here. You can see the invisible shock here. You should be able to twist it and move it. Suspension arms should be free. These are just the basics, people, but they just seem to be messed up so many times. Down travel, you measure the shock length correctly, you set the ride height correctly, you do the camber correctly. Steering links toe out, same on the rear, the camber. Down travel, make sure your sway bar has some play so it can move. Just these very, very simple basic things. You set your shock oil to the temperature so the suspension feeling is right. It's not too stiff. Many people tend to do it, or tend to build their shocks so the oil is too thick and the car is super stiff and it just doesn't work. So it's just all these small tweaks and details. Those make a big difference. And I would say maybe 70% of the time when someone wants help, there's no need to change the setup really. It's just these small details. Go through all of them, do them right, and then the car is good.
Okay, so now the actual life lesson of RC. Once your car is good, well, before that maybe, you can say, oh, I don't have time. I have a girlfriend, a job. If you drive RC goes first every time, always.
There we go.
RC goes first.
Yeah,
So
fuck
no
school and all
excuses.
that, right?
Yeah.
School and...
Well, maybe school. School's fine.
Yeah.
But RC goes first, second, after school. But yeah.
Second after school, see?
Dump
then you
your
have time.
Dump your girlfriend, dump your boyfriend, start renting your car.
Exactly.
That's how it works.
Don't put down the remote. Stop watching TV.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stop wasting time on social media.
Put on some good music, get a hold of your Hitachi wrench, and start wrenching your car.
Yeah.
Like this is like we heard that Arnold Schwarzenegger speech. This is like this one but for RC.
Yeah.
Like you get up in the morning, you take up your wrench, you start wrenching on your car. Like that's how it goes.
Exactly. Yeah. You need to put in the work. No excuses. I feel like everything you say this is in life in general, not just RC, anything. Every time you say you want something, but I don't have time, I don't have the money, I wish I could do this. Every time it's always an excuse. Always. It's just a decision you have to make. If you want it bad enough, then you'll get it. That's it.
And once you start doing it, actually, like once you wrench, you prepare your stuff, you always have your tools in order, you have everything ready. You go to the track, you drive, you're like, oh, I've tested everything today, I can go home now. Then you go home, chill out, take it easy, wrench a bit more if you want to, if you need to. Like, when you start getting into the rhythm, everything works fine. Life lessons in RC, you know.
Yeah, man. Then we had Max's life lesson.
Yeah, and when everything is like good, when your car works good, everything's clean, you have fresh tires, like it's nice to drive. Enjoy the driving. You like it. You're not at the track just like, oh, my car is bad. Well, too bad I have time to fix it. So, yeah, prepare.
There's always time, people. There's always time. So, do you have any questions now? I feel like we covered the things we're going to cover. We're going to be doing 2 Facebook Lives a week. So the first one is kind of more of a BS one and questions from you and that kind of stuff. And then the second one will be about setup. So something about driving, racing, or setup, something technical where you can learn something. So the first one is a bit of ranting and banter, and then the second one is a serious one. Second one this week will be Thursday or Friday, I think. So, yeah. If you have any questions, ask them now. Junior Trump is bored. But any questions? Go ahead. Will JQ be running AK or JC at the Worlds? Well, Euros too. The Euros are first. So the idea is to run both J Concepts and AKA. Max is only running J Concepts, but I'm running both. So hopefully I would have tires from both brands and I can try them both and compare. Actually, honestly, I think at the Euros, AKAs will be super good because the track is so high bite, and I think that soft long wear and medium long wear double down from AKA has less side bite than the J Concepts tires. So I think that could actually be a better tire for the Euros. For the Worlds, I don't really know because I haven't been there. So I think Worlds is less extreme than the Euros. So I think both brands will be really good there. World Cup predictions. I haven't really been watching. I don't know what the good teams are right now. Have you been watching, Max?
Football?
Yeah, World Cup.
I haven't been following.
Explain toe. What do you mean explain toe? Camel toe?
By the way, the guy asked about the 10 scales again. We're gonna release the 10 scale, but not now. Not enough time.
Junior Trump needs to get laid. Yeah, I know someone else who needs to get laid around here. This guy. Nah. Just kidding. Explain toe. Okay. Front toe. On the front, you want the toe, if the car is going this way, these are the front tires, you want some toe out. The reason you want toe out is that it's going to smooth out the steering response. The best way I can explain this is if your tires are straight like this and you turn left into a corner, the outside tire will turn quite a lot. The car will turn in. If you have toe out, when you turn, the outside tire will first have to straighten out. So first your tires are like this, toe out. Then you start turning into the corner and the outside tire is actually going straight. Now the weight is going to shift there. So this is the tire that's quite dominant when you're turning into a corner. So that means that because the tire has turned left, toe out on the front actually makes the car smoother initially. So if your car is quite nervous, if you on a high bike track or high speed sweeper and your car is super nervous, twitchy, and you can barely turn the steering wheel, maybe if you had toe out, that would actually help because then you have to turn the wheels more until the car starts to turn. Boom! Good question. Amazing answer to that question. Right, Max?
Yeah, pretty good.
See, now you actually understand why it happens, so you don't have to remember, does front toe out make the car more nervous or more stable? Now you understand why it makes it more stable, because the wheels are like this and then you turn and the outside wheel straightens out before turning. So it's more stable.
We're not going to the Euros 10 scale.
No 10 scale Euros, no.
Okay.
Toe, you didn't specify front or rear. So on the front you never run toe in. That's not good. Don't do that. Just run a bit of toe out or a lot of toe out. And try and figure out the bump steer angles too, that the wheels kind of stay the same angle throughout the suspension stroke. If anything, after you've turned the wheels in a corner, don't have the wheel bump in like this. Bump out, if anything. Because then when the suspension compresses, the car will not have a tendency to oversteer. So always bump out.
Hei, mitä me tehdään? Mä kailan vahingossa 10 sun takadiffiin.
Ei jumala. Voiko tehdä siitä etuliftiin?
No siinä voi laittaa sen näin.
Niin. He's building my diffs. 10,000 front, 12,000 center, 4,000 rear. He just mixed up front and rear diffs. Perfect. Okay, what's next? Rear toe. On our car, 3 degrees is pretty good. Any track. Euros track, super high bite, we actually ran less. This idiot from Italy, Ryan Ongaro, he ran 1 degree. 1? What? Let me repeat. Ryan Ongaro ran 1 degree of towing on the rear. 1? That's crazy. And he ran that in Italy too. So anyway, I mean, that guy's obviously something different, you know, special, but I would say 3 degrees is pretty good. I went to 2.5 on the Euros track and it was still good. So maybe for the Euros, we need something special. It's just so high bite. So maybe we need less toe. And we can also put toe in the hubs. And when we put toe in the hub, we put 1 degree in the hub, and normally we have 3 inboard. We can even I'll go to 3.25. So if the car feels loose, the rear end feels loose, just add more towing. Go to town on it. Go crazy. It will just lock in the rear end. You'll have more grip. Junior Trump asks, how is your mum's P ***** Y? Pansy? Perry?
I don't know. No idea. Maybe it's some American thing. I don't know.
I don't know.
We don't have that in Finland.
I don't know what you mean there, Junior Trump.
Maybe it's like a religious thing.
How do you practice better?
I don't know.
You know, maybe... You know how you should practice better? I should do the ultimate guide to 8-scale nitro off-road racing. I should do that. But I'm not going to do it for free. Show me the money and I'll do that. That's how you should practice better.
A great answer, dude.
That's a great answer. To practice better...
Pay me some cash and you'll instantly
then you'll practice better.
Yeah.
Exactly. Pay me money and you will practice better.
Sounds kind of twisted, but it's true.
I can just give you a bit of what can I say? Like a trailer, a preview to what you can get if we make this happen. I make the ultimate guide. So to practice better, I recommend that first you follow the life advice of RC that Max gave you. So always work on your stuff, make sure everything's good. You know, your car is built properly, everything's good, working order, you've got good tires, good engine. That's really the foundation of everything. That's why you see many times kids get good who have a good mechanic. Like their dad is pretty good with the car and it's always working right. Those are the kids who get fast. Because you need to practice with good equipment. That's number one. You don't always need new tires. I don't mean that shit. I just mean that basically everything is correct. Everything is working correctly. That's what you need. That's step one. So then when you're at the track, what you should do is you should think about what you're doing. You shouldn't just drive around the track. You need to actually focus and think a bit. So you need to look at the fast guys and see what lines they are taking and how they're driving, for example. And then you need to match that. So don't go wide in corners. Don't go all over the place. Follow the correct and the fast line around the track. Focus on hitting the line correctly. When you can do this, so you're not braking too late, you're braking early enough, you're carrying speed through the corner, you're staying on the right line. When you can do this, immediately start taking lap times. I do it on my radio. My radio isn't here yet, but there's here yet. It's not here right now. On the Sanwa, there's a button that you can press like this with your thumb. So you're just holding the radio and you just go beep. That should be easy enough, right? Anyone can do that. If I can do it, anyone can do it. And I normally do it on the front straight as I pass myself, because that's the most exact place you can do it, and it's super easy to do. So set the timer to 5 minutes. So you start the timer, you do 5 minutes, and then the timer will stop automatically when you press the button the next time, and then you have your 5-minute qualifying time. And that's how you should practice. The best is when you're at a track where you know what a 5-minute qualifying time is. You know that Ryan Mayfield did 8 laps in 5:21. So that's your goal. That's what you want to achieve. And then that's what you work on. You work on your car, your driving. If you feel like, oh, you need more steering, you slow, you're not fast enough because you have to wait for the car to turn, and you figure out how to get the car to turn. So you change your setup to get the car to turn more. You change your driving to get the car to turn more. And that's your focus. Your full focus is doing those 5-minute times and trying to match and beat Mayfield's 5-minute time. That's the best way to practice, I think. Just going out there and driving is not going to help you. That's how you learn to just get around the track. But if you want to get fast, you need lap times, you need 5-minute times.
And also you need to focus what's important. Like, you can go at the track and like drive a tank and then just start changing stuff, like shock oils, springs, then change the whole roll set, everything. You can start changing stuff, and that's never gonna work out. You have to first get the track. You have to like do a consistent 5-minute run first. Like you know you're gonna do that run, you can do it every time. There's no like luck involved. Your engine is running good, your tires are good, like everything's like stable.
Yeah,
Then you
listen to
start
the man.
changing stuff.
He's a smart little man there. So you have to have a base. You have to know. You have to have the right feeling. So you know what the car is doing. You kind of feel what a good 5-minute time is. So you can do it time after time after time. That's when you can learn about setup. If you just go to the track and change stuff, you won't know the difference really. You can think you know, but you aren't sure. But when you have a good feeling with the car, you're consistent, then you make a change, then you notice, oh, now I have a lot more steering into the corner. And that's why I can be a bit faster. Or now the car squares up faster and accelerates more. So you can really tell these differences when you have a consistent base.
And especially in Italy, in BT design, there was like in the back straight there was like a roller that raised your car in the air, and then it landed. You have to turn straight away. And when we tested different shock setups, we realized that on that corner the car settles down faster, because every time you can just turn in and the car will turn in. With other shock, it will push out or the rear end would slip out, but the other one, it just stuck to the ground and turned. So that's how you know the car settles down faster.
And this wasn't even a big difference. In lap times, it was like 0.3 of a second. But because we were so consistent, both of us, in our best laps and 5-minute times, then you could tell. You could say like, oh, this made a 0.2 of a lap difference. Best lap is faster and average lap. Just that. But driving around without lap times, you couldn't necessarily tell. Maybe you can see like, oh, this one corner feels a bit better. So, yeah. Think about what you're doing. How do you judge what ride height to run? What indicates too low, too high, or just right? Mostly the cars are designed to work at a certain ride height, so you don't really change much from it. I would say on the Black Edition, the front end is like 25 to 28, and the rear is 26 to 29, let's say. And most of the time we just run 27, 27 or 26, 27. A lower car will be worse in bumps, jump worse, and be looser. So if any of those things are your problem, then you could try just raising the ride height a bit. It will clear the jumps better, clear any stones or uneven surfaces. Like, it's crazy, but just changing 2 mil, it will make a noticeable difference. So just, yeah, if it's bad in the rough, if it's not jumping well, if it feels loose, you could try raising the ride height a bit. Then on the other hand, if the car feels like it wants to tip over, like it feels tippy, so it wants to flip over, or it has too much traction, front end is too nervous, you could actually try lowering the car, or maybe lower the front end a bit more than you'd think, because then the super low car will have less grip, and maybe the steering won't be as aggressive anymore. Maybe the car won't want to flip anymore. So those are the things to look out for with ride heights. What is the next thing you will completely change on the Black Edition, or do you think the development is on the highest level in the Black Edition? Well, we have some new stuff for the Worlds. So we're working on a body shell, just a different style body. And then we're working on some different rear hubs with different upper link location.
Toi on se spämmi sinne vitu kommentteihin.
Missä ne tehdään?
Klikkaa right clickiin. Eikö noit 3? Se pani siitä. Eikö
vittu. Täällä?
Joo. Oota. Voiko se... Me käyttäis sinne juttuun.
Tänne?
Joo. Ja sit blokkaa sen.
Yeah, what were we talking about?
Sitten... Mä en tiedä miten se toimii. Mun mielestä saat sen siinä.
Miksi tää on niin hidas?
Olisiko se tossa? Tosta se saa. Block. Joo.
Okay, we had to block this Junior Trump because he was just spamming too much here. What was I talking about? Ride height. Oh, changing, yeah. So for the Worlds, we're working on a new body shell. I don't know if we'll have it for the Worlds. November. Maybe. And then rear hubs. So rear hubs with different upper link location, and also the option of running a CVD. So a CVD where the joint is inside the inner bearing. And what else? Well, we're just releasing now all the lightweight parts, so the lightweight gearbox screws and all the balls. Loving the lightweight balls. And what else? We still, I mean, there's still other developments maybe for next year. Maybe, you know, different carbon fiber shock towers with different shock locations, link locations, stuff like this. So kind of minor tweaks. But I think the next time we release a new car, it will be completely different, like way different. New, I don't know what edition that would be, but then that's a new platform already, because we've been running this now, same gearboxes, diffs, wing mounts, a lot of stuff. 10 years soon. Since, yeah, it will be 10 years by the time we have a new car. So maybe 2020 Worlds, if IFMAR is still around, they figure it out, you know, maybe then. But for now, the Black Edition is where we're at, and we're gonna be just making minor tweaks and updates to it. Explain about the bump steer. Which shims do you use for the bump steer? We have shims. Let me tell you, Patrick's. We have 1 mil and 2 mil shims. I'll tell you right now.
You don't really want to change the bump steer though, right?
Yeah, how it comes in the manual is good.
Yeah. There's actually no reason to change it. Apart from if you completely change the roll center, then you might have to change the bump steer a bit, but I don't think that's even possible with the current car.
JQB0421, Patrick's. 421, 2 mil shim. 423, 1 mil shim. And you use these shims between the Ackerman plate and the steering link. For example, right there. There, right there. You can't see it, but there's a shim there. So the ball, you can change the direction of the ball. I think, was that, what was the difference? 2 or 3 mil? Was it 3 mil? I can't remember. I think it was 3 mil different, depending on which way you turn the ball. And then you can use the 1 or it was 2 mil different. I don't know. It's different anyway, and then you can use the 1 and 2 mil shims also to change the bump steer. Didn't Ongaro have toe-in up front too? No, I do not believe he had toe-in up front. Davide is owning Ryan status. The Ryan joke is because at Bitty Design we did a video where I mistook every single person for someone else, and I called him Ryan Cavalieri in the interview. So now we are going to catch up with the comments here after this guy stops spamming. Mikä? CVD is at the rear only, yes. Whatever did you do with all the Team Durangos? I'm still collecting them. Still collecting. And it's going to be awesome. It is going to be awesome. We have some shit planned, but I'm not going to tell you anything about it.
Joku kysyi siitä sun Kato sit löistä kohta.
Mikä?
No, me järjestyksessä.
When will you make the move to a top driver? I mean, we're trying to make a move next year for a top driver. If we can't get our top driver, then we're going for some top junior kids. We're going to mold them into the future champions, and then eventually we're going to take over the world. That's the plan. So if we can't get our top driver now, which still working on it, you know, we're going to get all the best kids and we're going to mold them into the future world champions. And then one day the JQ racing team will dominate the racing scene. And everyone will be like, oh man, I want a JQ because they're winning everything. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. If money was no object, what would be the number one thing you would like to design and develop for 8-scale buggy that hasn't been used to date? Good shocks and diffs. That would be it. DNC in Texas will suck, yeah. That's why I'm not going. Hey Muppet, says Colin Herzig. I miss you, guy. I miss you, Colin. I'm gonna come and see you in September. Zip tie on your steering post. Yes, this is a slight development we've been working on here at JQ Racing. So, what the question was, do we need a servo saver? No, that question, actually the other car has it nicer, but, so what I did was, I super glued and shoe glued my servo saver, and then zip tied it together. So it's just one solid piece, so it can't move or flex or work. And so far so good. I did that back 3 months ago, I think. Been going good since then. No servos broken. I've got to say those hats are pretty legit. Thanks, dude. We got 3 different kinds. We got the grey edition, we got the black edition, and we got the white edition. 3 different hats, 35 bucks. Support the cause. We already built a roof on one school in Mozambique, supporting 10 kids there. Goal is to finish all 3 school blocks and this year. And then next year when the first grade start, we would like to support all the first grade students for free. So they get everything, all their uniforms and stationery and books and everything for free. So they don't have to pay anything to go to school. That would be good. A lot of poverty there in the village. It's kind of a big deal to pay to go to school there. So yeah, buy a ton of hats. Money's gonna be well spent. Better bring your A game. Colin's been practicing. Colin, I'm gonna bring my A game to America. I've been practicing too. Anthony, you too. You better get some hats for the family. You know, and I'll see you at the track. Where can you order these hats? Nowhere, because we don't have a goddamn web shop yet. We're working on that. But you can just message me. Message me on Facebook and we can get you some hats or t-shirts. Web shop should be done. I mean, I've been saying this for like 5 years already. It should be done next month, but it should be done next month. I'll take a free one for winning with your engines. Colin, there's no free ride. You know, it's not free. What we're doing is not free.
Hey,
those roofs weren't free. Get out. Why do springs of the same rate work so differently on the track? How do you know they're the same rate? Did you measure them both or did the companies tell you that? So one problem is different companies say the rates are the same, right? But then they actually aren't. Or then also the wire can be different. I believe you can get the same rate on a spring, but if the wire diameter is different, they'll work differently on the track. So here I have, for example, Mugen springs, 1.6 wire, I think mine is 1.4. So the thicker wire makes the car lazier on the track. So the way the spring is kind of less springy. Yeah, it could be still as stiff or even stiffer than the 1.4 wire spring, the thinner wire spring. But on the track, it will act slower, more calm, more stable. maybe feel like it has a bit more grip, just because of the wire diameter. Then the thinner wire will be more responsive, more springy. Another thing, even if you make an exact copy of a spring, so you have the same wire diameter, same coil, same length, same everything, just the heat treatments make a big difference, and the material itself. And then, yeah, it just, springs are weird. Springs are weird.
Skid plates don't do anything. They're for wear. Like skid plate is just for wear.
Skid plates, you just change the skid plate instead of changing the chassis and emptying your wallet.
Yeah. The only big difference, the only difference you can see with a skid plate could be that if you're on a track with lots of steep jumps, you might bottom out easier with the thicker skid plate.
What do you mean? Oh, if you don't do it genius JQ racing style where it's in the chassis, so you see the skid plate there, there's no edge there, it's just all one, smooth, doesn't change anything. Those skid plates you bolt onto a chassis, they kind of suck. I don't endorse those. Yeah. Pedro Gomez, hola, tudo bem?
We need some more questions.
Yeah, we need 3 more good questions, and then we're going to call it a night. Still have work to do. What did I still have to do? Oh, some bookkeeping stuff, yeah. I have to send some bookkeeping stuff over.
HB never had a skid plate in the chassis. At least
they did. Yeah, HB had the same kind as mine, but it didn't go all the way to the end, so you still wore out the end of the chassis.
Oh. But they don't have it now, though.
They don't have it now, they removed it.
Oh, okay.
Dummies. It's June, Max, for fuck's sake, lose the hoodie. Kenny over there.
Kenny. Full carbon chassis. With carbon chassis, you get a problem also with overheating.
Yeah. Try serpent springs. Maybe you should try serpent springs. Que lo que mama huevo.
Hey, that's offensive, dude.
Is it? Is that like saying retard? Okay, we have a question. In what conditions do you prefer even smoother gearing? Oh, wow, good question. So, the Black Edition comes stock with even smoother gearing, which is 45-14 in the gearbox, right? So, even smoother is 45-14 in the gearbox. Smooth gearing is 43-13. Almost all the cars have 43-13. The difference between the two gearings is the even smoother gearing, which is standard, is, as the name would imply, even smoother. So you have less punch, less acceleration, but the car carries its speed more. So you don't need to be as aggressive on the throttle. Once you're going around the track, you don't need to pull the trigger as much. You can drive smoother and the car will carry its speed. It will roll faster around the corners also. It doesn't want to slow down as much of power. But let's say you have a tight corner and then a big jump after that. The car isn't going to accelerate as fast and as easily over that jump. Let's say you're down on power. Let's say you're at high altitude on a high grip track. You have trouble with power. That's when you would run the smooth gearing. So instead of the standard 45-14, you would run 43-13 because that gives the car more punch, more acceleration. But with that gearing, you need to drive a bit more aggressively. You need to pull the trigger more because off power, the car will slow down more. So you need to gas it more to keep up the speed around the track. But then if you have that hairpin and followed by a jump, your car will accelerate more and you'll clear the jump easier. Okay, so 2 more questions. 2 more questions. Thoughts on chassis stiffener under the center diff? Honestly, I haven't tried this recently, so I can't say, but back in the day, Hobao had one and it wasn't good. It just made everything too stiff. And without that, it allowed the car to flex more and it just felt smoother around the track. So that's the only time I really tried it. But now I haven't tried anything like that, so I don't know, honestly. It could, I don't know. I could see it being a good thing where it makes the handling more consistent, but I could also see it being a bad thing where you need the flex to make the car smoother around the track. So like, I don't know. I could see it going both ways. What is the difference between having the gear reduction at the gear engine versus the gearbox? So the difference is kind of what I explained. So both those gearings, you can be running the same overall ratio. So the gear ratio isn't changing. It's just how you are achieving that gear ratio that changes. So the gearbox is what makes the difference between how much throttle you need to apply for the car to keep moving in the corners and how it accelerates. So the gear ratios, overall gear ratios actually can be the same, but the feeling is still different. Lefty is tired of the dollar menu, send dollars. I sent his wife dollars already, you know, so Lefty just has to call his wife.
Missä sun se rasvaton diffi on?
Did you try overdrive? Mikä?
Tähän rastaiseen.
Siinä lasi kotelossa, laukussa, tuolla. Eikö samassa missä öljy? Tossa me lattialla. Overdrive. I haven't tried overdrive now for a few years. Actually, at the Euros track, I was thinking I should try it. Running fuel tube in diff cups when running dog bones is a good idea. Well, not in the black edition, because you need the play there. On the e-car, yes, you need to put some fuel tubing in the diff for the front dog bone. Actually, for both, so they don't move too much. TLR buggy we already covered. Like, yeah, it's a new car, nothing special. I like the center diff thing, how the servo is attached to the diff, because I had the same idea, I wanted to do it, and now they did it, so it kind of sucks. Thoughts on Keenan racing at AMS? Well, I just hope the marshals will be okay. When do you have time for motocross? Actually, I've been riding a few times already, so I'm going to try and go on Thursday. Mugen guys are not running the cover on the center diff, letting the bearing support separate. What? What are we talking about? I don't know. Okay, so one more question. Spec Q definitely changed to the 125, 135 pistons. They work better, I think, everywhere. We use aluminium shoes. Aluminium, not aluminum. Please note, 3 aluminium shoes, 2 1.1 springs, 1 1.0 spring. Limited slip diffs, yes. We used to have them more. We used to have all kinds of BBF and LSD and heroin and... Oh, that's a different conversation. Torsen diffs and all that stuff, but yeah. That's in the past now, it seems. So, unless Max has some more RC life advice, I think we're done here. On Thursday or Friday, we're going to talk setup. We're going to talk specifically Euros setup. So anyone going to the Euros, you might want to tune in. We're going to talk about engine. We're going to talk about reds. We're going to talk about head shims. We're going to talk about tires, diffs, shocks, all kinds of crazy shit about the Euros. We're going to do that on Thursday or Friday. So Max, any last words or?
Not really.
Not really.
I think we covered everything.
We covered everything.
Yes.
So, good. Any company you aspire to be like and any you don't. I don't aspire to be like any company. Yeah. I aspire to be like a group of people having fun, doing what they like and making money and producing champions of RC and improving the sport and growing it and making sure everyone has fun and sharing all the information we have, and that's what I aspire to. It's like, whatever that is. JQ Racing. A movement. Hashtag JQ Generation. Dollar Menu Tuesday. E Buggy. See you later.